Since you were in elementary school, you'd heard about the story of the first Americans showing up into what we would eventually call the New World, North and South America, right? So let's talk about it. The first thing you have to understand is that this is during the Ice Age. In the Ice Age, the world is a lot colder. Much of the world's water is locked up in gigantic glaciers in the polar regions. So the result is the fact that our geography is just simply different. For example, with all of that water that's locked into those glaciers, it's going to result in lower sea levels. The result being that there's going to be a land bridge between Asia and North America, right? Basically, think of it as that little area that's between modern day Alaska and modern day Russia, right? There's going to be an area that people can walk over into what we would call North and South America. And eventually they're going to spread. The first wave that shows up is around 12,000 BC. And some people call it the Amerinds. We can call them that too, the Amerinds. And they're going to spread through North and South America at really a pretty quick pace when you consider that these people are mostly doing it on foot, right? The question is why? Why are they coming in? Are they hearing about the great weather in California and Florida? No. Most likely, they don't even know they're on a new continent. The reason why they're coming over, of course, is going to be food. These are nomadic peoples. These are people that follow the herds, and they're hunters and they're gatherers. They follow the herds because that's where they're eating feeding off of, right? So the herds walk over incidentally into the New World, into North America, and the people follow them. A second wave is going to show up around 3,000 years later, 9,000 BC. They're called the Naden, right? And these, today, you would call them your Plains and northern North American Indians, right? The more nomadic, less settled tribes that we're familiar with. They're going to be coming from this wave. Finally, 2,000 years later, in 7,000 BC, a third wave shows up. It's called the Inuits. And we would call them Eskimos. These people are going to live in the extremes of North America, in the Arctic regions, Alaska, northern Canada, these regions here. This will be the third wave. And the reason why they're showing up and occupying just the extremes of North America is pretty much everywhere else is taken, right? There's no room left in the end, therefore they have to take what's left for the most part. And so these peoples are going to specialize in living in the Arctic circle and living off of animals there. For example, whales and seals and stuff like this. So this is basically how the first Americans came in to what we would eventually call the New World.